ever more shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today, again, we are on the nectar of supreme knowledge. The sage Vasishtha advising Rama, and it is called Yoga Vasishtha, Sara. And we are on the 10th chapter. We have read the 5 verses. This chapter has been named as, by Dhirishananda Swami, the state of emptiness and non-emptiness, which is the goal of all spiritual aspirants to reach. What we want to reach a state where there is no, you cannot say it is empty, you cannot say it is non-empty. What is that is the unspeakable, undefinable, which is beyond the ken of the senses and the mind and intellect. So that truth is being reinstated. That this, what we see, we see through our senses. And in this duality, we see 3 things: object, subject, and to connect this object and subject together, some link. Drishya, darshana, drashta. Drashta is the witness who is seeing here. Object is here, drishya. And the action, in the activity of the senses and the mind, which connects these 2 things, linked together. If I am sleeping, things are here, I will not know. If someone comes and I close my eyes, I won't see. So, this perception in the world happens because of these 3. Now, how we can go back to what is the witness consciousness, which is the conscious entity, which is the seer, eternal seer. So that was in the subject of our discussion in the other 5 verses. We have in the last verse 5, we have read that drashtu drishyasya sattanga bandha iti avidhiyate drashta drishya vasat baddho drishya bhavi vimuchyate, is bringing the philosophy of entire experience, how one will attain to that state of emptiness and non-emptiness. It says that all this relationship has happened. Drashti dishyasya satta. These 2 satta, when it is connected, then it's called bondage. When I, as a subject, forget my divine nature, through the senses I perceive some object, then I get affected with it. I like it, I dislike it. My joys, my suffering, my pleasure, my pain, all these things will come in the picture. That's why I say the reality of the sense objects or its relationship with the seer, that is called bondage. Definition: what is bondage? Bondage is the sense objects and the reality get confused. What is the reality? What is the sense object? We make not clearly in our understanding, and that we are bound. Drashta, drishya, sambandha. Drashta, drishya, vashat baddho. We have become bound because of drashta, the seer, and drishya. This has been a connecting link, as it were. I am something separate, I am seeing something, I am perceiving something, experiencing something. This is called bondage. And when this abhave, when this visible universe drops from us, we are mukta. That was the last verse. Every day we are going to that state, and the deep sleep state. No? There is no drishya. Drishya means visible object. Visible object is now in the awakened state. From morning till now, we are seeing all visible objects. When you go to dream, there is also visible object. But when this visible object go away, I am free. I am free from anxieties, worries, tension, love, hate, all the duality, play of duality drops when? Drishya Swabhavat. When the visible universe, the Drishya is absent. That is only absent in our deep sleep state. When you go to deep sleep, there is no object. Neither the dream object, neither the awakened object. So what remains? Who remains? He remains, and the veil of ignorance remains. And that's why we say, I do not know anything, but I was happy. I was happy. That's a feeling experience, but I have no object. But all our experiences of happiness and joy because of the object and subject. The food was there, and I put it in my tongue. Then I experienced the object as subject and connected together. There's an object to see, my eyes fall upon that, and I perceive that. That is called a relationship. Whenever relationship, there is this duality. And this duality is a duality of either joy or of suffering, pleasure or pain. This is the opposite. So we read that. Now let us go to today's reading on verse number 6 on page 311. It says, the verse says, Drashti darshana drishyani, Drashti darshana drishyani, Tyaktva vasanaya saha, Tyaktva vasanaya saha, Darshanam prathama bhasam atmanam samupasmahe, atmanam samupasmahe. So, drishti darshana, drishya. Again, try to understand these three words. Again, the same word what I have said now. Drashti, darshana, drishya. Drishya means what I am seeing. All the five sense objects, they are drishya. Darshana is some connection, how I link to the eyes, to the ears, to the nose, to the tongue, to the touch, no? And with the nervous system and brain and neuron, all these things they are instruments. And who is observing? The drashta. So these three, drashta, the instrumentality through which I am seeing, and the object. This sambandha means relationship. When drishyani tyaktva, you can give up. You are neither the drashta, witness, neither the object, neither the instrumentality through which you feel. If you can just throw away all this garbage, there is nothing. Because every day you do that in your deep sleep. You throw away all the garbage of awakened state, or joy, peace, whatever you have felt here. You throw away. When you go to sleep, don't you abandon all the activities of the awakened world? It is no value to you. I am very tired. I want to sleep. You abandon that. Now consciously, if you can abandon, it is here, I abandon it. You dream. Can you throw away the dream? Dream, you have no power to do that. But if you can, always think, I am neither, I can throw away this drishya and the darshana. Drishya and darshana. Drishya, the object, sense objects, and the darshana, the instrumentality through which we act on that. If I can throw away, then not only throw away, I throw away externally, and mentally I enjoy it. That's the normal, that's called the renunciation. It's called the markat vairagya. It is called the uh, calculating renunciation. I give up outside, but mentally I enjoy. We talked about that in the bhakti class also. External giving up, anyone can give up. But internally you can enjoy. Mentally you can enjoy. So mental connection also with Vashanaya. That's why it is for the renunciation is main idea is the renunciation. If one is very strong and powerful to have this capacity to renounce, what to renounce? This visible universe, this false imagination on the truth. I don't care for it. And this instrumentality, these eyes, this my senses, as also the most culprit is the mind. Mind is clouded mind. It always represents the thing wrongly. Only spiritual people of realization, their mind is like a clear, crystal, what you call the Belgium glass. No distortion in it. All the mind glass, to the mind only we can work. And this mind glass is always either concave or convex, a different aperture. Either you look the face like a big jar, or you look your face like a pin, or in between range, whole range. This is called the whole world Maya Thagni Ram. O Ram, this is the talk and is the misplay of Maya. And what is Maya? Maya is the mind. And Maya, through this mind, you can renounce. And what is the content of the mind? Our desires. Mind holds what? All our desires. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll get it, I'll have to reject this, I'll have to accept this. All are play in the mind. Can you abandon both of them? Then, Vashanaya, if you can, abandoning all these three ideas. What are the three ideas? Of the seer, the seeing, and the sin. Along with the latent desire, Vashanaya. Not only seer, I don't want to see. I don't want to use my mind anymore. Mind is clouded mind. I don't want to take this mind's help anymore. I'll see without mind. This mind is wretched mind. Always distorting. Always giving me wrong, distorted experiences. It's all Brahman, all God, and it's giving me all the distortions. So, have boldness to throw away the mind along with its content. Then what will remain? The witness that is there, that will remain. This visible universe and the instrument through which this Vasana, the desire is implanted. If one can throw away, then what will happen? Then we then adore Samupasmahe, we will then adore, we will then worship. What? Rightly we will adore what? That very self. Pratama abhasam atmanam. That Atman, the very self, by whom the act of seeing is first released. Pratama, first. Abhasam, is reflected. This whole universe of visible universe has come because of that same Atman, distorted in the film of Maya. And this visible universe will go away if the mind and the whole universe of Drishya can be given away. It's very, very high level talk. That's why this chapter is the climax of the entire book, where it is saying that state is beyond your, can you say it is empty? This empty means this whole universe is gone. This whole universe with name and form is gone. It's empty. Empty means what? This room is empty means what? Oh, I'll keep only the harmonium and these gongs and the pews and rest of the thing let be. It is empty. No. It ruthlessly take away everything from this room, that's called empty room. So this emptiness means from your mind, your conception, you have to take out and throw away everything, garbage. Get out, get out, get out, get out. Clean, clean. And what will remain ultimately? Can you say it is empty? Well, no. It is full of consciousness. All this name and form, when is rooted out, what will remain? That is the consciousness will remain. It is the same thought, no? How many times we are hearing, how many times we are being taught to think in this way. So then Atma will remain. No? Emptiness gone. You empty the room, but it is not empty actually. It is empty of the objects you have kept so many days. But space is already there. You cannot throw away the space. Have you any power to throw away the space from this room? Do whatever you want to do. Only remove the space out of it. You can throw away the space taken by the chair. You can throw away that chair. The table is taking space, okay, you can remove that. But can you remove the space itself? It is not. So how can you remove the Atman, who is the ultimate reality, witness? You cannot remove. That's why it's called non-empty. Empty, but non-empty. This word is very confusing word. Play of duality. Empty and non-empty. What does it mean? Light and darkness. Does it go together? No. It is you have to understand in depth, you have to understand. So Drashtri, Darshana, Drishyani, the three things. Drashta is the seer, Darshana is the object seen, through the instrumentality. Seeing. Seeing means to see, you need certain some instrumentality. The eyes. If I have no eyes, I cannot see the word, no? But I can hear it. If eyes are gone, here can be. But that instrument is gone. Then you don't hear anything. The universe is seeing, you need some instrument. So the seer who is observing, the seeing, the instrumentality, and the seen means the object we see. And these are to be thrown away. There is no three. There is no object, there is no subject, there is no instrumentality. And throwing away, along with your desire, even if you throw away, you cannot throw away. We throw away and then take it back again. Is it not? Sometimes you give away somebody, then sometimes you come back, oh, sorry I gave you, please give me back. And normally gentlemen don't do, but sometimes we do because of our attachment. Swami Sarvadevananda Maharaj got some cutlery, which is made of rupo, silver. And Maharaj used for a long time, years and years and years. Bhakta has given, so he used. It's special. We take all the normal things now. And then some devotee said, okay, Maharaj, please use this. And he brought another fresh new set of things after so many years. So the first donor saw that her fork and spoon and knife all are not being used. And got angry and said, where is my things? Then I jokingly said, your thing? You gave it 20 years before. And the Swami used for so many years, it was his. Now you gave in such a way that you're thinking that it is still, you gave, but it was yours. Then what type of giving is that? This is the point. We say we give, but here remains some tie, vasana. I keep a very fine thread to put it with. Anyhow, it was a big issue. Give me back my things. If you don't use, give me. Anyhow, so point is that this is the way in the world we say we give up. We suppose boys and girls are joining as monks and nuns, no? As we are also. We give up. But what we give up, again we take it. Unless you are a very watchful renunciate. Ah, don't grab it again, what we have spitted out.
For example, what would you, monk?
Monk, everything. My shirt, my dress, it should be nice, true. But design, this I like, that I like. No, no, you have given up. I like keep the hair as I was talking this morning. Ah, in the sannyas, in the monastic tradition, they say my attachment to my hair, I give up. Ah, so people think, oh, I keep some beard, it will look good. In the Himalayas, we are talking about the yogis they do, they stand there. Are we have given up all this attachment to this. I am a yogi because my matted hair. Give away that idea. Then you are attached to something. So detach. Not anything. That's the point. Give up everything and say, I've given up. I cannot take it back. And the devotional term, it says, give it to God. Say, oh Lord, I offer everything of my life. Huh? When the monk boy joins, he say, oh Lord, please take away my everything. My body, mind, and soul, and everything I have offered. I have nothing to say. Huh? Whatever way you want me to work, I will work. Wherever you keep, I will be there. Like the kitten. Ramakrishna's example, kitten example. But do we do? Huh? After some time, no, I don't like this. This is my department. Oh, boy, what is it? It is your department? Who has given you the department? Okay. You are being given to look after that department, you look after. When they say get out, get out. So I don't have any personal attachment. That is to keep that spirit. Otherwise you fail. That's why it is said, Vasana you have to throw away along with its root cause. Vasana, the desire, latent impression, which pulls us, which hangs around, the old, which I thought that I have given up. Huh? So then what will happen? Then samupasmaya, I will then adore when giving up everything, that atmanam, that atman, that self, which is darshanam prathamo abhasham, by whom the first seeing is happening. I cannot see anything unless I pass through the range of my consciousness. Consciousness is the foundation. Without that consciousness, visible universe is impossible to see. So that's why the translation runs on page 311. Abandoning all these three ideas of seer and the seeing and the seen along with their latent desires, we adore that very self, capital, by whom the act of seeing is first revealed. Because of that, this visible universe has been perceived. If that is not there, and because of the ocean, the waves and ripples are there. If there is no ocean, there cannot be a wave or ripple. So this visible universe became visible because of Atman, from which it has come. Tajjalan iti shant upasit. Upanishad says everything has come from Tat, that. And Tat's job, it has been born, the whole universe of Drisha, this visible universe has come out of the ocean of consciousness. Tat alone, and it's playing and dancing on that. Huh? And it Tat iti at the S. Sometimes it dissolves. So this is a cosmic dissolution. But it is individual dissolution. Spiritual life is individual dissolution. You will get out of the ocean will have millions of waves. Other people will remain to play on the ocean. Huh? But you now decide to come out of it, all this play of duality, and feel that this is the Atman from which all these waves and ripples have come. I adore that Atman and abandon all this visible universe. Could you imagine? Think that you are in the ocean, millions and billions of waves and ripples, and you think that you are only one. You are also playing and dancing and fighting, hate, love, all this duality you're doing. Think one ocean is, one wave is loving the other way, one is hating the other way, and dancing on the other way, touching on the same. Bad, 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 bad. Good, 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 good. All this play. Now, one wave thinks, no, I will detach from all this. Okay, Tattva. Drisha, the visible universe of duality, reject. That's why they turn back here. Meditation comes. All the spiritual aspirants turn back. Avritta chakshuhu amritattamichan. To attain immortality, the dhira turn their attention inward. When you turning inward, you are avoiding the drishya. The visible universe has no value for you. Yeah. If you intensify, and rejected everything, and no inclination even to see the outside world anymore. Only that, Ramakrishna's life intensified so much, the whole universe was absent for him. Where was his family, mom, dad, brother, everything forgotten. Only inward journey. And total, this is the example. Drishtri, darshana, drishyani, taktva. We have to, if you want to understand Ramakrishna's life, the first line is this. And taktva, how to give up? It is give up vasanaya saha. No trace of any attachment to be in the world, to see the world, to see my friend. He is a spiritual person. He is a good guy. He is a bad guy. No time in his life, no moment was there in his life. He abandoned everything so profoundly and focused profoundly into that inner realm of consciousness called ma. Huh? And then you see what happened. Only Ma only remained, as he said, Atmanam Samupasmahe. He worshipped Atman. He worshipped Atman mother as Makali. Worshipped only. And that is the way whom the first this whole world has come out. Ramakrishna said the world is mother's creation. Mother has created the whole universe. She is the root behind this all diverse manifestation. So that is the total absorption in what is that ultimate state, empty or non-empty. Who will say that? But here it is giving a positive side of it. Now, so the note says that remember this Ramakrishna's life you can match. It needs little thoughtfulness to go through the life of Sri Ramakrishna to feel what has happened in his life. These are all words. These are words. We think that we are reading scripture. But it is practical. It has been real. It has been proven to be real in the life of Ramakrishna, like a daylight. Nothing has happened in a mysterious and hiding some isolated corner. It is in the front of people around, how Dakshineshwar, the temple garden, all the priests, they saw the intoxicated mood, the rejection of the world, forgetfulness of the world, all these desires thrown away. The visible universe has no existence. Dakshineshwar has no existence. Calcutta has no existence for it. Rich man, poor man, who are intelligent man, who is powerful man, no need of anything, only ma. Huh? And that exactly some upasmahe, what really we adored, and he adored that very self, what is he called mother, by whom the act of seeing, by that mother only, the act of whole universe was perceived. So See, this is the state we are aspiring for. And the note says, these entire seeing activities manifest due to the knowledge arising out of the mental modification, which are illumined by all pervading witness consciousness. Ignoring their material part, concentration on the very consciousness aspect of the mental modification has been advised. How will you do? Withdraw from the visible universe and try to see it is what you are seeing, not as a man, woman, it is a consciousness only. If you are to think at all. But if you reject all name and form and then go back to your own self, and no desire, no least tendency to attach any value to the visible universe. It's called paravairagya. Ah, that only comes for a very special spiritual people. You have the courage, strength, and the power of renunciation. Ramakrishna is the super power for renunciation. No? Even the coin touch, he cannot take that touch of coin. Rejection is so deep. We cannot conceive of that. That's why that state, there is nothing but that mother or Atman or that consciousness. The world evaporates totally. How the 6 month, 12 years of sadhana, the intense period of sadhana, it's a, in the history, it is a spiritual history, it is a really to be reading again and again and again. Then we understand in spiritual life what is spiritual life. Now, 7th verse on page 312. Dayormadhe gatang nityam. Dayormadhe gatang nityam. Osti nasti iti pakshayoh. Osti nasti iti pakshayoh. Prakashang prakashanam. Prakashang prakashanam atmanam samupasmahe atmanam samupasmahe. Now, dayor madhye gatam nityam. Daya means this two. Gatam means something has entered into that. Nityam, all the time. What is daya? Daya means the duality, the object, subject. The seer and the seen. In between, something has come up. We meditate where? Samupasmahe atmanam. We meditate on the Atman, self, which is prakashanam. All the objects which has been manifested, he is the illuminer of those. Without that, the visible universe cannot be seen at all. The luminosity of this entire universe is because of the luminosity of the Atman. So we meditate on that self, capital self, capital Atman, which illumines all these things, the sun, moon, stars, earth, human being, everything is illumined by the light of the, which light illumines is the light of the Atman. And is eternally interspersed between these two sides of existence and non-existence. And that Atman is interspersed between this visible universe, non-visible universe, gross, subtle, causal, beyond is all. As I said, you can empty the room, but you cannot empty the space. Similarly, it is in the visible universe, which is name and form, and throw away name and form one by one. Then what remains? That is also interspersed with Atman. That means that absolute truth remains the same all the time. You cannot make any change in that. It is the consciousness that illumines everything. The whole universe, actually, the sun illumines everything, is it not? Sun's energy. That is the all these things, whatever in the earth, they are what? They have come from where? Sun is the root, no? Whatever in the earth, it has been transformed and this and that, not. But it is the sun energy. The sun illumines everything. Similarly, that eternal sun, that is the Atman, that illumines all the visible world's experience, experience of the subtle world, experience of the causal world, and beyond. So this is the Trai says we meditate on that self which illumines all of the luminous objects and is eternally interspersed between these two sides of one side is existence, this universe, and another is non-existence. This existence and non-existence. That means what it indicates a very subtle way think that way. In the existence, what I see, I am aware of this existence. And when I go to deep sleep, what happened? I do not know anything, but I know that I was there. So it is interspersed there. And now it is interspersed here. When you are seeing the dream, there also the consciousness is there. That's why how do you see the dream? What light in the dream comes? What floodlight comes there? You may see a sun, but that sun light comes from where? Sun's light comes from where? Somebody is holding a flashlight. It is the same conscious light. In the gross level, in the subtle level, in the causal level, and go beyond. So this is the Upanishad states, being illumined by whose effulgence the sun radiates it. Yena surjas tapati tejasadha Taittiriya Upanishad. Yena, by which Surjaha, the sun, tapati, gives light. Tejasiddha, by the tejas, by the tej means light, effulgence of that consciousness. That means that consciousness is behind the sun. You think that the sun is self-effulgent? Behind the sun is that Atman, which is self-luminous. We say sun is self-luminous in the relative sense, because no one goes to put the matchstick into the sun every day to make it start. It is all the time. That because of that, the earth and planets and everything is rotating here. All the human being has come here, all animals, etc., everything because of that. Animate and inanimate object. That means that whatever existence and non-existence means, this animate world, inanimate world, the world of your dream world or your sleep world, it pervades everywhere. So now, 8th verse on page 313, the means of self-realization. How to reach this point? Again, Nidradu Jagarasthani, Nidradu Jagarasthani, Yo Bhava Upajayati, Yo Bhava Upajayati, Tang Bhavan Bhavayan Sakshat, Tan Bhavam Bhavayan Sakshat, Akshaya Anandamashnute, Akshaya Anandamashnute. Nidradu Jagaranasthani. One attains the undying bliss directly if one can always remember to meditate on this state that arises at the end of the waking condition and the beginning of the sleep state. What happened?
No, I'm just thinking what you said. Sorry.
Oh. It says Nidradu Jagarasya Ante. Suppose you are sleeping, huh? And you get up from your sleep, jagger, awaken in the morning. Oh, I'll have to open the shrine. Oh, I'll have to go to temple. No? You are sleeping and you are just coming up, awaken. In between, there is a point when sleep is breaking into the waking state. Could you imagine? The junction is there. It happens so fast, we cannot recognize and hold on to that point. So that is the point when there is perfect state, Trigunatita state. When you are, suppose we are now awakened, we go to dream state. So there is a point when it cannot be said that it is waking state. It cannot be said it is the dream state. Just one ending, another starting. There must be a point in between these two. Waking state to dream state, or dream state to sleep state. There is a point when it is not dream, not sleep, or not sleep, not dream. So there is a transition point. So that is called, like the Patanjali Yoga says, one ripple comes, another ripple rises. So there is a point where no ripple. One ripple, this one, another ripple coming. But it touches the axis line, no? There must be one point when there is no wave on this side or not this side. That is called your state of peace. That is the state of your perfection. That is the Brahmistiti. It is if one can hold on to that point, neither going for another wave, neither thinking of the past wave, then it is called the Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And as a result, you get the perfect peace. Second verse or third verse. So here also he is giving Vedantic way of thinking. The transition moment is a moment where there is neither waking to dream state. There is a point when you cannot say it is waking or it is dreaming. Dreaming to sleep state, you cannot say it is a dream state or sleep state. In between. Those are the points, junction points. So those points are being discussed. Nidrado Jagarasthane. It says that end of the waking state, Nidra Adi, it is going away. And Jagarasthane, you are waking up. The sleep is just ending. And waking state is just appearing. That point that arises at the end of this condition, then that state is called, you have to meditate. Can you meditate on that point? Very difficult. This state is going, another state is coming. In between there is neither the jurisdiction of the waking state, neither the jurisdiction of the dream state, neither the jurisdiction of the sleep state. That belongs to whom then? That belongs to Atman. So can you focus on that point? That is the practice here. It says one attains the undying bliss. If you will attain Akshaya Anandamasnati. Akshaya Ananda means that Ananda bliss which has no imperishable, which does not decay. Joy and joy and joy and joy and joy. Only that. So you can attain that. One attains that undying bliss. Why? Directly. Other time you have your mind acting, or your emotions are in action, your senses are active. In the dream time, though physical eye does not work, subtle mind creates all those things. So there is mind, there is eyes, but If one can always remember that junction point, which is neither the jurisdiction of the waking experience or dream experience, you can meditate there, then one attains Akshaya Ananda Sakshat, direct. There is no mind. A whole life struggle is to reach that point. What does it mean? It means like that you meditate every day. Let us make it our connection with our day-to-day practice. When you meditate, suppose you are meditating in your heart of Sri Ramakrishna, and you are abandoning. No, the waking state, you are throwing away the waking state. Okay? But now you are not throwing away, but you are mentally, you are going to Boston, or you are going to San Francisco, you are going to your friend. That means mental world is functioning. No? Now, just throw away, discard. Every thought comes, get out. Not this, not this, not this, throw away. Then will come a state of sleep. Either you will be fall asleep, or if you are awake, then you enter into a realm of deeper joy. Then your whole heart and soul will be tuned to that divine form of Sri Ramakrishna. That will be the only turning. But that still, mind is functioning. And if one gets deeper into it, only the ananda, the bliss, which Ramakrishna represents, that will come in profuse. And if one can fix that mind there, and that point is the ananda point. That is called the meditation according to Vedanta. So our daily practice will lead up to that point. People many times they get confused how the Saguna will take us to Nirguna. It is designed that way to go. Because ultimately mind is still having the one divine thought. Divine thought versus thoughtless state. Transition. What is the transition? That form will melt, or form will just disappear, and your mind will stop. As mind stops, everything is stopped. And what remains, that remains. So, Akshayam Anandam Ashnute. Tang Bhavan, if you can think of that, you can meditate on that. Bhavayan, thinking again and again. Sakshat, Sakshat, Akshayo, Ananda, Asnute. Sakshat means direct. I see you. There is no barrier in between. Normally, now I am seeing you. You are Satchidananda. And I am seeing through the lens of my mind, through the distortion of my senses, eyes. If eyes are little troubled, nervous system has some problem, our brain neurons are not functioning properly, then even that message sent to the mind is disturbed, intellect is not functioning properly, ego is disturbed, all these disturbances, the message is going. So when it goes, a distorted figure goes over there. But when all these distortions are thrown away, give up. So monastic life is, or devotee's life is give up. What to give up? Not really throw away everybody into the garbage. You cannot just take this table and throw away. That will not remove from your mind. It is to be from your mind, throw away. Detach. But another terminology, detach. It is nothing for me, not for me. Not this. And then go. Then that a point you will be there when total drishya, the visible universe, will be totally obliterated. And it's going into that absolute level. There's a point of another thought coming before another thought comes. That point one can meditate. So we make it very simple. Think of Ramakrishna and think that he is Satchidananda. He is the ওই যে অক্ষয় আনন্দ. Think that way. It's a positive way of thinking, and it's a negative way of doing. Neti neti, iti iti.
Is it not possible that when you are sleeping physically, if you do not have any particular faith or like that, if you are secular person like that, if you are going to sleep and that time you be watchful when you are entering to sleep. So continuous practice. Then can you attain that point if you just make your mind alert that when I'm going to the
Yeah. So her question is that if we are going to sleep and we are alert, I'm not just in the bed and just unconsciously go to sleep. That we do every day. But every day you say, I am going to sleep. Okay, let me observe when I come to sleep, when I come to sleep, when I come to sleep. Huh? So, waking state, I am observing the waking state to sleep state, a transition. If you are really strong enough and can really see that is the moment the transition is happening, and that is the peaceful moment, and hold on to that moment and increase that point, go on seeing that point, then yes, it will lead you to that same touch of the non-dual state. But how many people are capable of doing that? I'm sleeping, but I'm observing. Yeah? That means you are observing the sleep. You're observing the sleep turning into a dream to sleep or waking state to sleep state. This transition you are observing. If you can observe, that will give you joy, of course. But to stay there is the question. No? A flickering light may come, but that will not remove the doubts. It needs to be being established at that point. So the better path is our gurus have guided us to think in one way, and that is much easier to go to that blissful state, and then being absorbed there, forgetting the witness. I am meditating. No, meditator, meditation, and the object of meditation will be merged into one. I am. Now you sit for meditation, what you do? You think, I am sitting for meditation. Okay? I'll close my eyes. I'll think something. No, no. So I am meditating. There is an object of meditation. Tool is my mind, and I am as a third party. I am doing the meditation. No. Now, if we go on doing this and actually lose our consciousness that I am meditating and meditating something else, casual forgetfulness comes, then what will happen? The object of meditation will remain only, and your consciousness will remain, I am meditating. Then I am meditating will drop, and then what will remain? I will drop, the consciousness will remain. And that consciousness and consciousness alone, everything is forgetful. That we read the other two verses. Drishya, all visible Drishyagan, dream, imagination, heaven, gods, goddesses, all gone. Gods, goddesses will have to go also. God, goddesses are also in the level of duality. To have this akshayam anandam, absolute non-dual, so duality will merge into it. So go further, and then you can. That's why it is said that normally we say that if you sit for meditation and can keep the mind for 12 seconds on your Ishta, Devata, on Ramakrishna or whatever your chosen idea, then you get 1 unit of dharana, holding. If you can multiply by 12, means 144 seconds. If you can hold the mind 144 seconds only, nothing. How many seconds are going in our life every day? 144. Then you say that you have done 1 unit of meditation. And 144 times 12, if you can only keep that many seconds of time period, your mind in that absolute state, you are a Brahmajnani, Samadhi. Whole life only for half an hour. We can tell Sri Ramakrishna, you can give it any moment. We are meditating more than every day we come to you for half an hour, 1 hour sit. No? If His grace is there, it's only few, one day meditation, one day you can be samadhi. If that grace comes or your mind become kind, not to disturb you anymore, then one day, any day you can be a Brahmagyani par excellence. So almost time is up, no? So if we have anything, or I can. Achha. Here is a question, different question. The right time to do puja or meditation at the junction between sleeping and waking state, Brahma Muhurta. Yeah, that is called, all our meditation is time when to do meditation. That is a question. The question is that, is it the right time to do worship or meditation at the junction between sleeping and waking state? And actually, that is not the way. Not the sleeping and junction. It is not our sleeping and waking state is not important. Waking state and sleeping state, if you say the night going and day coming, that is the junction. That is called Brahma Muhurta. That's the best moment for meditation. That's why it is said that you can sit in the meditation in the morning before sunrise. That means before sunrise means what? Deep dark night was there and sun is just going to rise. The darkness is going away. It's a point when you can say night is gone and morning starts. This junction point what we are talking. In your individual life, you are in the bed, you may get at 6 o'clock, that will be your junction. Someone at 7 o'clock, it will be junction. But for the whole world, when the sun rises, that is the junction point. Yes, that is called the Brahma Muhurta. Even evening, when the sun is setting, when day is ending, night is starting, that's a junction moment. That's a good time for meditation. Noon time, when that morning is ending and afternoon is starting, there is a junction point. That is called the Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta in the morning, but the holy moment. That's why we do our meditation in the noon time. 3 times. Those timing has been designed by the sages on this concept. Yes, that is true. But main thing that we'll have to do our daily day-to-day life. We'll have to bring that into our day-to-day life. There is no need to renounce. Simply enjoy life. Life is diversity. To enjoy one's primordial desire, companionship. See Vedaranyaka Upanishad. আচ্ছা দাঁড়াও দাঁড়াও এটাই উত্তর পেয়েছি I'll have to respond to this question, a very important question. Yes, you are right. There is no need of renunciation. Yes, you try to enjoy life and diversified enjoyment, primordial desire, fulfill companionship, do all these things. And the Upanishad says, but you do and see how much joy you can get. You have some experience of that. And then you see, go on experiencing what enjoyment can give you. And see, one moment you will feel that it's not enough. Then you will have to say, hey, it is not renunciation. It is going for better joy. Renunciation is misunderstood. When I use the renunciation word, it is to be understood. Renunciation is not a negative thing. Renunciation is positive. Renunciation is giving lower joy to reach higher joy. Giving up a job of 100,000 to get a job of 1 million. Renunciation is that. We are not fools. All the world. And yes, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad said to the mature people who can see God everywhere and think, all the joys we get, it is coming from Brahman only. If that awareness is there, enjoy the world that way. But if you're not, you see, you will understand yourself. You practice and see how much you are enjoying. You do enjoy some sense enjoyment. See, you get a reaction afterwards. Huh? And then that joy is so momentary. It just comes and goes away. If you are happy with that, try that. But a time will come, you will be frustrated. That is not enough for you. You want more. It's not that giving up is like a fool. We should not give up. I have in my pocket $100. I throw away, then tomorrow I don't know where shall I go to eat food. It is a foolish thing. We are not suggesting that type of renunciation. We are saying renounce to get higher and higher. It's such an objective renounce you get is perpetual happiness. If your anything sense enjoyment, simple in life enjoyment can give you perpetual happiness, go for that. That is our whole goal. And find out if you find, I will follow you. Yeah? So don't mind. That is, we are all struggling to get it. Achha. Another question is, what is the help of practice for mental renunciation? What is a helpful practice for mental renunciation? Means we have to teach our mind all the time that this happiness, this joy is too little for me. I'm not satisfied with $100. I'm not satisfied with $500, $5,000, $100,000. No, 200,000. No, I want infinite. I want the treasury of the whole world. That's called I want Brahman. Brahman is the greatest, biggest. So how to practice helpful practice? We have to first, those who have no experience, go and experience. Experience for yourself. This is America. You can go and enjoy. You want to eat rasagulla, ice cream, eat ice cream to your heart's content and see how much you can get joy. And then a point comes, you are bored of that. You want to change that food habit, no? Why so many restaurants you go from one restaurant to other restaurant? Because one type of food is tiring. That's a good food, but you went for several days and then you find that no. Something else is better. No? Even you get a nice food, then you want go for simple food. I have seen many people who are a very delicious food, eating every day, they enjoy more of simple rice and dal. See, so there is no perpetual happiness. That is the problem of. So the practice should be your experience. Teach your mind, experience for yourself, and see really. I'm saying you need not have to believe upon my words, but you go, you check on, you experience, and see whether you are satisfied with that, and that can give you perpetual happiness. But if you think it does not, then you have to teach your mind, yes, I am not a fool. I want to enjoy, but not this petty enjoyment. I want to enjoy more. If I am to enjoy, I will take the Swami Vivekananda said, Marito Gondar, Luthito Bhandar. If I am to kill, I kill a dinosaur. Huh? Killing one mosquito. What is the greatness in killing mosquito? You want to steal something? I want to steal the treasury of the God's treasury. So go, be billionaire, trillionaire. Don't make the goal $1,000, $2,000, 100,000, 2,000, 200,000, 500,000, 1 million. No, these are all low. Go for higher. So renunciation is that, and we will have to teach our mind every day, and that renunciation will come in us, and that will clarify our own idea. Yeah, that's all. Any? Another question? Okay. April Kinsman. Okay. Swami, I am blind. Could I then say being blind is in yeti space niyati? Uh, yes, April, I know you. I couldn't get the question yet very clearly. It is seeing does not mean through the eyes only. We see through our ears also. The ear means hearing. Hearing is one type of seeing. I touch something. The touch is one type of seeing. That means experiencing. So, for bringing our awareness into that highest state, we will have to do that whatever we are seeing, it is the consciousness, not the matter. It is God, it is God. God is everywhere. So that if you say yes, 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 it's called the iti. Iti means God is in everything. So I am touching God through every touch. I am hearing God through every listening. I am tasting. It is only the Lord's taste. Like that. You all the five sense organs are connected with God. And neti means when you think that this is not this. It is not my a Vedantic path. Vedantic path is always holding to the ultimate goal and is rejecting all the negative small goals, smaller goals. How can I explain? Let me say. Let me give you one example. I give this example many times that suppose you are trying to climb a cliff of a mountain. When you try to tie you in the cliff of the mountain, then what happens? You want to put a rope and rope climbing. That is called neti, neti, neti. In that rope climbing, you have to give up everything. You don't like to see what is the beauty on the right side, what is the beauty on your left side. How good is the vista? No, you are to reject not this, not this, not this, not this, and go, 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 go till you reach the goal. And iti is like that. You try to see God everywhere because God created the same universe and it is all interspersed with God that Vedanta says we read just now. Everything is interspersed with God, not divine. So when you go, you climb the mountain, and when you climb the mountain, after when you get tired a little bit, sit, bring out your munching uh, or popcorn or something, and then have some coffee and enjoy and see the vista. Ha ha ha! What beautiful! See, what a beautiful sun! What a beautiful flowers! Enjoy, and then go again after another 500 feet, and then sit again and enjoy, and sit again and enjoy. Even you are tired, make it tent, stay one night in some altitude, then make another. But those who are going straight rope climbing, they have no other opportunity. Their path is not this, not this. Reject everything, and they are not reject. They are also rejecting. Devotees are also rejecting the first plateau where they stood to see the vista. That they reject, going to another flight. From there they see the view. They may stay there. Journey takes little enjoyable journey, but resting and going, resting and going. That's the iti path. God is here, God is here, God is here, God is here. Huh? And this is called the neti, not this path.
Someone asked that is there any middle path between iti and neti?
What is the need? You take either, you can see God is the reality and God is in everyone's heart. This is the iti path. Try to see in the flower. Whose beauty? It is God's beauty. You can easily connect. And what is the third path? I do not know. There may be many paths. In spiritual journey, there are many paths. So that's why so many religious traditions are there. But all will fall into the category of either this, iti or neti in general. So iti is to see that God has become everything. But this is not God. But God is there as consciousness, as bliss. But we make a mistake that God is this one. If you say your son is God, you are making a mistake. But you can say, I am worshipping God through my son. That's okay. Because God is so big and He's all pervaded, He's everywhere. But I am, whatever I'm interacting, I'm interacting with God. That is the easier path of loving God, offering everything to God in all our action. That is much easier. Okay, so thank you all. And then tomorrow will be Swami Sattamayananda,
10:30.
10:30 Kathopanishad, and evening 7:30 will be Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Sattamayananda. That I told. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.